Hello and welcome to an Emm-Bee how-to video. As today we look at the Swift 684 and how to get the best use of it. I'm going to begin here at the front so we can look at how we can get access into the bonnet space in the engine bay. We do that first by coming round to the passenger door, where we're going to open the passenger door, and just here on the inside of the passenger door we can see the release valve. Pull this and we get access to the space in the engine bay. So here we have now access to the engine bay. We would have put our hands underneath the bonnet and pulled that yellow lever up, and then of course we can see the secure arm, make sure it is included, and then just give us a nice little access here to be able to see all the things that we might need to, including where we're going to connect if we need to jump start the vehicle, our fluid access, making sure that we're keeping all access places clean, and of course that we have our access for filling our water cap, which is just around here, so that we've got nice easy clean windows. There isn't a great deal we need to do here in the engine bay, they're always much more compact, but that gives you access and how to get involved. We'll just have a quick wander now around the outside of the vehicle so that we can see the access points. As we come around here onto the driver's side, we can see just down the side of the vehicle that we've a number of our different ports and opening. Our first one here that we've got here is our electric access. This is where we're going to plug in when we're on hookup. The next one then is our water infill. So this is where we will be accessing when you're filling with a water hose so that your tank is full, and you'll be able to read the dials on the inside. The next one for access for us is our toilet cassette, and we'll just go through shortly what we would do in terms of access to the toilet cassette and what to do in using that. These grills, both at the bottom and here at the top, this is the vents for our fridge, and this is the vent here for our boiler unit. We also have an access panel here. Both of these buttons need to be turned and you would press it in, and that's just going to open release access to the garage space from the driver's side of the vehicle. As we come around the rear, we'll notice that we've got pre-drilled spaces for a bike rack, although no bike rack is fitted to this vehicle, and this particular model has a tow bar. We wander around then, we have our garage access here on the passenger side of the vehicle. So the doors are open here at the moment. We pull both handles at the same time and this will open the door. And there we see our full access to our garage, and on the other side as well. Inside the garage we have our table, which has got its own mount, and we also have our awning rod that's there, and we have access to our inflation kit. And this particular model has come with carpets which have been set aside. It's a good space inside the 684, and you'll be able to store a lot of equipment in this space. Then as we move, we've got our gas access, which again we push both buttons together and we'll be able to see inside. At the moment no gas canister is filled, but all of the elements that we need are here. And then as we go a bit further around, we have our door access into the habitation, and then finally we've got down here our last access panel as we open up there, which gives us an external plug space. We've also got our awning up at the top, which is a manual wind out using the winder as shown in the garage space. As we come to the front now, I'm just going to open the passenger door just to give you a little bit of kind of understanding and access of what you've got here. So we do have front blinds that are here to kind of cover, and the way that these are accessible is that we pinch these two points together and we pull this all the way across, and we'll connect with one on the other side. Magnetically they'll join in the middle. Let's have a look at the toilet cassette. So just looking into this space as we've opened, this is our toilet cassette and how to use. So at the moment it's secure in its mounting by this orange handle, and when we want to remove it we pull the orange handle up and simply pull the unit to us. As we pull the unit to us we get full access to everything, and we pull it out, and this is what we would do if we were emptying it or priming it. So this is the unit now out of its housing and gives us access to be able to use it. When we need to empty the cassette, if we're on a site, which is where it must be emptied into this specialist unit. We have a pull-up handle here on the top, which we simply pull out the housing and lift up. It is on wheels so that it can be moved around, and then when we get it to where we need it to get, drop the handle, lift it up into the housing, and we've got here our drain out valve, which we pull out and unscrew the top. As I've unscrewed the top here, you see you've also got a measuring cup for putting in your fluid into the actual housing, and when you come to empty, you simply hold it over the space that you are, tip it, and hold in this button here. This will stop a kind of a glugging motion and allow air in one side so that it empties nice and smoothly. When we're looking to prime it or clean it, we simply twist this. That will give us access internally, and we can see the inside of our cabinet, and that's where we put either our fluids or our pods, whichever we're using. When we're ready to put it back, we simply put that on, turn that back, put the lid back on here, put it all back in, and we will lift it back into its housing. Just while we are on the outside of the vehicle, let's also look at our water access here. This is important for us to understand. So we have our drain outs here for our fresh water, and the grey is our grey wastewater. It is important that when we are trying to fill our tanks that these are closed, and you'll see the switch is just on them. Otherwise, as you put water in, it'll simply run straight back out the vehicle again. And if that's happening, come and make sure that these units are closed. When you're ready to drive off, or when you're ready to leave, making sure that you drain your grain waste in the correct facilities, this is how you will empty those. And at winter, make sure you've given a full drain down of your system so you're not leaving any water in it. So we're going to climb on now into the inside of the vehicle, just so we can see all the elements that we've got and how to use them. So we're going to start here on the left hand side. Most importantly, we have our windows. These are all very similar in their operation. So each one of them has access to a blind, which we simply pull down. This gives us our fly screen, and it can clip in here to this unit. And then we can also lift up to have a full blind, which same again will clip in to the unit here at the top. And that's the same for every single window. Here at the front, we do have our lounge space, and of course we've got our access point here to fit our table if so needed. We've also got our bed that can be made up here at the front, and this is something that we will show you shortly about how to make. Each one of the cupboards, as we come to open the door handles, is important that we know they're on a lock. This is to stop them opening while driving, so you do need to push the handle in fully to make sure when you're opening the unit, and the same again when you close it, make sure that it's closed so that it does stay shut. All of the access for the skylights are the same as well. You'll notice that they've all got blinds and fly screens on. With regards to the 684, it's a nice easy operation. We've got the two single beds at the back, and at the moment this has been set up here with the infill to create a bigger double bed. If you do want to remove that, it's simply removing the cushion, and just underneath the cushion then is the extra unit. This can be simply pulled out, and that gives you then your two single spaces with a cushion here in the middle. You also got two wardrobe spaces here, again easily accessible by pushing the buttons, and you can get inside where you've got lots of wardrobe space as well. Just underneath we've got some storage as well, and there is plenty of storage. Well appointed kitchen as well. We've got our gas units here, and the oven is a standard oven unit, so we know our usage there, and a microwave. Inside of the toilet, if we come to that toilet space, just so we're aware when we're using, we do have our shower point and shower curtain. Just so we're also aware when using the toilet, underneath it's very important that we have slid across so that we've made sure that the toilet access is opening. That will open the cassette on the other side, and then when we're finished that we've sealed that as well. Now in this particular unit we have a separate Truma unit. So the separate Truma unit is controlled by this black setup here. To access it, we're simply going to press the button which will give us the across access. This lights up, and then if we just press the button in the middle, it will show us all the bits that we need to see. To turn our lights on, then we use the set that's here. We've got our on switch here, this will turn everything on. Then we also got our lights, our dimmer, and then our spotlights. These will turn everything on within the system for us. This also comes with an electronic drain down button, so when we want to drain the systems, we press this button and this button for our waste, and they will how we drain the systems down. So at the moment they are set to drain. Obviously once you fill them up, make sure you've turned them on, and that will give you your access there. So that's closing the units, and that'll give us that. In order to make the second bed space, as you can see here, I've removed some of the cushions just to show you the kind of space that you will need. So to do this, first of all, we're going to lift out this unit, which can be found under here, and when we're ready to move the bed, we simply drop that back. And then we need to move this other unit that's just in front of me with the holes. We do that by first unclicking the button, the silver button here at the bottom, which I've already done, and then we pull the unit towards ourselves, and as you can see, creates a space. We pull over our lid so that we've got the whole unit. As you can see, you have your bed space. That will give you a good single. If you want to make it to a full double, then using the table that was in the garage, we sit it onto these two units here and the unit just underneath me here where I was sitting to make a large space. And then using the cushions that we've got, we make up our whole bed. And that gives us everything that we need to see in how to make up. This also is where our seat belted seats were, so we do make sure that we've returned everything when we are travelling. I hope you have enjoyed this explanation of how to use the Swift 684, and we look forward to seeing you on some of our other videos.